Hi there and welcome to our new video. This time the subject we're about to discuss is the Russia's 6th generation SU-70 okhotnik B, or known as Hunter B. It's interesting to know that the development program for this UCAV, unmanned combat aerial vehicle, started at 2014, but the introduction date is expected in 2024. Until this day there has been only one flyable prototype made. However, on the 12th of February 2021, it was reported that 3 additional prototypes were under construction at the Novosibirsk Shkolov aviation plant, according to a source in the military-industrial complex. The second model is a modified copy of the first prototype, while the third and fourth prototypes will be identical to the serial production unit. The 3 additional prototypes should be ready for flight tests in 2022 and 2023. So what makes this UCAV so special? Firstly, let's make sure that we know what a 6th generation fighter is. 6th generation fighter is a conceptualized class of jet fighter aircraft designed more advanced than the 5th generation jet fighters that are currently in service and development. And development of such fighters are essential because Russia may want to signal to both domestic and foreign observers that it can develop the capability to launch the same sort of stealthy, penetrating attacks it fears coming from the United States. Okhotnik, which means hunter, is a large flying wing-style unmanned combat air vehicle, or a strike reconnaissance unmanned complex, in Russian nomenclature. That means it's a low observable drone that can launch deadly attacks as well as serve in a surveillance and electronic warfare role. While development of the okhotnik began in 2011, the vehicle first emerged into public view on January 23 in photos on Russian social media of one of the flying drones being towed by a tractor at Novosibirsk, Siberia. Then on May 14, the okhotnik was photographed at the Shkolov facility during a visit by President Vladimir Putin. While Putin then primarily flaunted the capabilities of the Su-57 stealth fighter, which is entering wider-scale production, he also alluded to the capabilities of the stealth drone. Satellite photos revealed that the drone, when compared to nearby parked flanker jets, is fairly large with wings roughly 19 meters wide. It weighs a hefty 20 tons and its maximum speed is in the high subsonic range. The drone's capacious fuselage has 2 internal bays with a capacity for over 2 tons of weapons or specialized equipment, and supposedly enough fuel to give the drone a range exceeding 3,700 miles. The UCAV reportedly incorporates composite surfaces coated with radar-absorbent materials to minimize its radar cross-section. The Russian UAV's flying wing configuration and fuselage-embedded engine bear more than a passing resemblance to the U.S. Air Force's RQ-170 stealth drone, the existence of which only became publicly acknowledged after one was captured by Iran via hacking and then extensively studied by Russia. While the okhotnik was remotely controlled by a human pilot for August 2 test, Russia beyond claimed the fully robotized aircraft would be able to fly autonomously under operational circumstances, meaning instead of being under direct remote control by a human operator, it would use an onboard AI to dynamically react to changing circumstances and execute its pre-programmed mission. That way, the okhotnik won't have to maintain a jammable or hackable command linked to a human pilot over long distances. Russian boasts about the okhotnik's invisibility do not appear entirely merited. The inlet and exhaust nozzle of its dorsally mounted AL-31F turbofan, similar to that found on the Su-57 stealth fighter, are visibly unoptimized for radar or even thermal stealth. This means the okhotnik B will be particularly vulnerable to detection when scanned from its rear aspect. While this problem is also evident in the Su-57 stealth fighter, it's a bigger issue for a drone designed to penetrate enemy airspace, as it will fly past enemy radars and patrol planes, and thus get scanned from the side and rear, than for a fighter designed for hit-and-run attacks. The okhotnik's effectiveness for deep penetration missions will depend on whether Russian engineers attempt to significantly refine the airframe with a more discrete engine configuration, perhaps incorporating a shrouded or S-shaped inlet. But even with only low-grade stealth, the S-70 could give Russia a useful tool for fast-reacting long-endurance reconnaissance and strike capabilities, which the Russian military reportedly lacked in its expeditionary air campaign bombarding Syrian rebels.